Hey, here you are, Dawn. Here you are. How are you this evening? You thought I had disappeared, didn't you? You thought, where is she? I was just letting everybody know that I'm here. So that was what it was all about. So how are you doing this evening? I hope you had a wonderful day. I see, did you go to school today? Are you back at school? Oh yeah, you should be. It's Monday. Well, at least you have Friday off, so things are looking up. So I hope you had a nice weekend, and I saw that you enjoyed our Sunday self-care Sunday. I was going to say Super Sunday, but it's really self-care Sunday. So I saw that you had a really great time and you enjoyed yourself. I know you were here, so that's really, really wonderful. So that's good, and so nice seeing you. So there we go. It's Monday, and guess what? It's Monday night, and it's the last Monday of March. By Thursday, it will be the 1st of April, and spring might show up its head. It was cold today, but I went for a nice walk at the lake. It was really nice. So you're doing fabulous. Yes, we worked today, but off on Good Friday. Yeah, I know. We got Easter Monday off too. So when we were working, we had Good Friday and we had the Monday off. But everybody's home for COVID, so maybe some people will have Good Friday off and then they'll go back to work on Monday at home. So it's the same thing. So anyway, so here we are. It's a wonderful Monday night, and tonight I have a wonderful type of message. The message is really interesting because somebody was just saying how super hard all of it was, and actually it was my Thai massage therapist. With her mat on, she was telling me on Saturday, it's so hard, it's super hard. And she's not feeling, when she goes to people to visit and massage people, they all complain of how hard it is. And she's really, hi Rosie, how are you? And she said they're all having a really hard time with this thing. So it's really super hard. So I saw, when I hear words, and she said, it's super hard for all these people. And I go, so when it's super hard, you can still choose to engage in the positive. That I know. So that was what I wanted to share with you guys tonight. And I have Rosie and I have Dawn, my friends, are there. So it's nice outside, it's sunny, but still chilly. So when it's super hard, I am saying yes, you can still engage in the positive. Because she was saying it's super hard for so many people and they're not able to engage in the positive. And I'm thinking, yes, you can. And she said, all they can see is what is so hard and so difficult. So I said to her, well, you know what? I can show you how. And she started laughing. She said, Tessa-Marie, it's not me. It's all the people that I see. They say how it's super hard nowadays. And I said to her, well, yeah, it is super hard. It's super hard for everybody. And it's not only today, nowadays, not only right now. It's super hard all the time. But we can still choose to engage in the positive. And I said, I know how you can do that. And she said, of course I said, I know how to engage in the positive. So you guys can always put a message to tell me how you engage in the positive. Write something when it's super hard. What do you do to find the positive? Not maybe in the super hard, but when it is super hard all around you, it's affecting you. What do you do? What do you do to engage in the positive? So I told her I can fix it. And she said to me, you can fix it. I said, of course I can fix it. I know how to fix it. I've done it already. Because when it's super hard and you're sitting in super hard and there's an opportunity for you to jump up and do something, but it's super hard. And all you can see is that it's so hard, it's so difficult. If I try, if I go out of the norm, my friends will come to tell me, somebody will say something to me, I'm afraid I might fail again, it's really difficult, but if I stand up and I try again, somebody will say to me, what are you doing? Why are you attempting that? So if it is super hard, what are you going to do? I know you can engage in the positive, and I know how to do that. I have done that before. I did it myself. And my family had to get involved in it. It was really, really super hard. And we had to find positive in this. And hi, Helen. And that is one of the things I'm telling everybody. When it's super hard, you can still seek for the positive. If there is positive in it, they can engage in the positive. Because if you have your faith and if you believe, no matter how hard it is, you can still engage in the positive. It is waiting for you. And when I told her I can fix it, of course she was so skeptical. And I know some of you are thinking, no, oh, Tessa-Marie, she can fix everything. No, I believe I have the faith to fix everything. And that is really bold. But I know I can. I have done it. And I have done it through faith, through determination. And as I said this morning, this week for Christians, you guys are going to really get it. We're all going to get it. Somehow, some way, it's going to hit us. That is what Holy Week does for you. Because without that, you cannot be glorious on Sunday. So when you look at how it is, and she said to me, you know, she was talking to me after the massage, and she said, you know, Tessa-Marie, you're the only one I come to and I give a massage, and I leave feeling like, wow, I got a massage. I said my bones and my muscles are not saying that because it's a Thai massage. You were walking on me. So then she said to me, she sat on the steps, mask on, and she told me, it's so hard. Sometimes I leave these people home and I'm almost in tears because it's so hard. For everybody, I said, yeah, but I said you can still engage in the positive when it's super hard. And of course, that is a difficult thing for somebody to say. She said, yeah. She looked back at me and she said, you can. I said, I can, and I can show you how to do it. And she said to me, what is it you use? You have to have it. I said, I've lived it. I've experienced it. But when it was super hard, you had to think fast. And I told her I can fix it. I can show people how to fix it. And I know why people don't fix it for themselves when it is super hard. They don't engage, they don't engage in the positive. It's difficult, but they don't turn around and say, well, you know what? It's difficult. Let me engage in the positive of this. Because there is yin and yang. And when you have faith, man, when you have the faith and you believe, for something, you see that little hole. Like I always say to you guys, when it is broken, that is when the light shines through. It's only when there's a crack that the light shows through the crack. You might be in this deep thing. Hi, Terry. And you cannot see the light. And the light, and all of a sudden there's a crack. And that's when the light shows through. So yes, you can, when it is very difficult and hard, you can engage in the positive. You can find the positive. And it is still there. And I know how to fix it. So those of you who are skeptical, I will tell you a story about that. I'll tell you what I went through to fix the positive. Those of you who remembered when we had the ice storm 13-14, the winter of 13-14, we had that ice come on the 22nd of December. We were sitting in the living room. My husband was already sick. 8 months to live, something like that. So we were sitting up front in the living room. Jillian was visiting, and we were waiting for Michael to come. He was coming from the States for Christmas. And as we're sitting there, it's almost like you're in a moat. And all of a sudden, we just heard, this groaning sound, and the whole place went dark. And when that happened, all you heard was crack, crack. Trees and branches were breaking all around us. And it just went like that. And all of a sudden, it's just still. And every now and again, you hear a branch breaking. I looked at Brian and I said, not now. I remember I looked up in the sky and said, no, God, no, right now. And then I said, why not now? Couldn't. And he looked at me and he was already sick. He said, you know what? I realize you're crazy and I'm just not going to take you on. I'm too sick to take you on. Our daughter looked at me. She said, Mom, so what? I said, I don't know. I said, let's wait and see what the rest is. I said, obviously the man upstairs has a purpose for this nonsense. So let us see where it's going to go. So I have oil lamps. I always have a girl guide. I'm prepared. A flashlight is always by the closest table. So I turned it on. We got the lamps, turned it on. And then there was no, turn on that radio, and it was going, yeah, there's no power in Toronto. 14 million people without power. I said, okay, so I guess, we're not going to be the first on the list. So anyway, Michael was halfway home. He came and he said, Mom, what's going on? And I said, what's going on? You're lucky we can open the door and let you in. So anyway, we got there and the journey began. Temperature is dropping. I have a fur coat Brian, my husband, bought me. I'd never liked. I wrapped him in this. And then I looked at Michael, and Michael said, Mom, everything was spoiled by the next morning. And I said to him, no, it can't spoil. He said, why? He said, Mom, all this food you have for Christmas and all these things in the freezer and the fridges, they are going to spoil. I said, no, Michael, no way, nothing is spoiling. He said, what? I said, so come with me, he and Jillian. Vanessa was coming home from medical school, so, we were waiting for her to arrive one day. And then I said, come, let's go in the garage. So we had to force open the garage door, get in, we got the snow shovel. And I said to him, and bring everything you can find in the freezer and let's put it on the tables on the patio. And we covered everything with ice. Everything, turkey, everything in the house was covered in ice. That was in fridge and freezer. And I said, it's not spoiling. It's not going to spoil. Because where there is a darkness, there's always a little bit of light. I said, there's snow, there's a lot of ice. The animals will not come. They're not going to climb the table or climb the top of the barbecue to get this thing. We are going to be okay. And that's what we had to do. We found a way, and we shoveled ice and snow to keep the food fresh. So we went through that. We have a wood burning fireplace. The barbecue is attached to the gas in the house. So what was the problem? We could cook, we could stay warm, and that was what we did. So that's what I'm telling you. My friends, we couldn't use the phone, right? Because cell phone only. How are you guys doing? I said, we're okay, we're cold, but we're okay. And that was how we stomached. And we stayed through it until Christmas Eve at 5 to 8, the power came back. So the turkey was too frozen to cook from being outside. So we ordered food out. And later in January, we had a Christmas redo. And we were able to do Christmas again in January. But that's what we did. So that is why I say I can fix it. When it is super hard, there is always something positive in super hard. This ice storm did it. The neighbor tree was in my backyard. My bird tree was sprawled all over the lawn. But through that, we still had the ice to save the food. It could have been more. Remember when we lost power in the summer? We couldn't save anything. But this time we could. So that's what I say to you. You can always find something positive when it is hard. And I know some people will look at it and say, no, it wasn't. Because some of my friends did not have enough ice on their balcony. Or they didn't do it. They didn't think of it. And they threw away food. But we didn't throw away anything. So the point is, when it is hard, you always have a little bit of light coming through. The thing is that we get so worked up about what is hard and what is disgusting and what is hurting and what is painful that we don't see the little bit of light coming through the crack. And for us, it was the ice and the snow and 2 shovels and a boy and a young man with muscles and a determined mother and an equally determined sister, a husband that is lying wrapped up in 102 blankets. So what could we have done? Sat there with him? No, we had to warm him up and go do what we had to do so that the rest of us could survive. So when it is super hard, that is when you have to say to yourself, what can I do? Don't stand in the hard. Don't stand in the mud and say, I cannot come out. You can break a couple branches to put up on your feet to come up. You can do something. But we are afraid because we get so accustomed to being frightened. And we get so accustomed to standing there and turning around and going, there's nobody helping. But you have to help yourself. And you can find some positive in the hard. You can engage in that one thing. You cannot engage in the things or the people or the surrounding that is telling you you are doomed. It's not going to happen. You cannot stay there because this is what is going on now. And if you have a little bit of faith, just remember a mustard seed. You don't need to, and that is tiny. It is smaller than a grain of rice. And if you have that much, you can survive. You can engage in what is the best point right now. And you can see it. You mightn't be able to see the whole thing. But it's to move yourself mentally and emotionally. Physically, you cannot do anything. But the mental and emotional shift you can do and say, okay, this is how it is. What can we do to get out of there? I had to lead. I have 2 young people that will see, Mom, you have no electricity. Mom, Dad is sick. Mom this, Mom that. And I said, well, Mom has ice and 2 shovels and a patio with tables on it. We can figure it out. And that is what we had to do. So what I'm trying to say, one person in the crowd must be sane. One person in the maddening crowd, like Thomas Dickens said, in the maddening crowd, there has to be one human being that will see this is a mad crowd. How can we manage to survive through this? And you're not going to get the help keeping your mind on the negative or keeping your mind on the bad situation. It is what it is. You have to look to see what is open, what little crack is open, what can you slide through, what can you do. You know, it's like a bad snowstorm, and the only person that can go through the window is the 4-year-old to open the door from the outside. So you ask him to take the shovel and shovel, and that is the only thing you can do, but that is the one person that can do it. So this is what we have to do. She's telling me it is so hard, and all her clients are saying just the hard thing. And I said to her, somebody said something to me yesterday, I wish I could have told her, that because of COVID, I can do this. And I'm thinking, she said, COVID was a blessing. I'm going, whoa, you're good. And it's true, because you can see that. So when it is hard, try to engage in what is good, what is positive, the tiny little bit of positive. It's not a lot. But if you pick at it and you pull at it, you might find there's a whole string behind it. So this is my message to you today. When it is super hard, try to get engaged with a little bit of positiveness, because out of that you'll do that. So there's one thing you can do, 2 things you can do, 3 things you can do. You can stop and stop fluttering your wings like a dove or like a bird, and stop and size up the situation. What's going on in here? What can we do? We know we don't have power, so what can we do? We have lamps, we have to do that first. We have to take care of the sick person second. The third thing, we have to see what can we do to save this food. And then, what do we do after? We can cook outside. We can cook, we can warm soup on the fireplace. And these are the things we have to do. So there's always something you have to do, but you cannot do it if you're just as crazy as everybody else around you. One, you have to be sane and stop and breathe and say, okay, we are in this, we're going to do 1, 2, 3. And that is what I'm good at. When it is really, really bad, that is when I'm really, really calm. As much as you see me dancing up and down all over there, there's only twice in my life I will get like this. 2 times you'll see me like this. If I'm extremely angry, then I cannot even talk. I'll just be quiet and let it go away. And when in a crisis, I will stop, I look at the situation, and I will find a way. I know that. Because there is always a way out. There is never a way that is barren. And if you have your faith, you can seek it. Your faith tells you there is always, all you have to do is have the belief, I can fix it. If I go and I ask for help from God, I will get it. If I have my faith will give it to me. And that's what you have to hold on to in this day and age. And in this time, if you don't have your faith, if you don't believe, if you don't know that there's another hand, a hand coming down and holding yours, and you don't pull on it, you won't be able to get it. And you cannot sit in the mess and fix the mess. You have to detach mentally and emotionally from the mess to fix the mess. Because if you stay and oh my, it is so bad, you will only see oh my, it is so bad. So what do you guys think? So your Kairos, I'm waiting for you to say something. Helen said faith has a mustard seed. Yes, Helen, I agree. I agree so much. Well, great story. Thanks, and I had a sad story. That was a storm nobody can forget. That's for sure. I couldn't forget it. The goat is in the house. Hi, Rosie. So I just wanted you guys to know that it really is important to when it's hard, when it is super hard like that. I'm saying it over and over again, because there's a 3rd wave, there's a 4th wave. How many waves do you think we're going to have? You ever been in the ocean and the waves are just coming and coming and coming? What do? Eventually you just go in the shore and you lie there. So you have to sort it out, but you have to see what is good. There's always a little bit of hope when it is hard. But you know what? You have to do what you have to do. So as much as I am an upbeat person, and when I stand there, I can always tell you a story of something we had to do, or something I know. When you come from a large family, there's always an instant where everybody has to get together to fix it. And I do. But when I'm standing there with 2 children and a husband that can't help me, and my children are young and they haven't had the experience to realize that they know they can. Now you should see what they're able to do. But at the time, all my son and my daughter could say, Mom, Dad is sick and there is no electricity. You need to take him to a hotel room. I said, and do what? So the thing about it is that we have to fix what we have to fix. And we have to find out how we can fix it. Just a little bit of faith. And those of you who believe, you will find you have more challenges this week. Because it is the week of passion. And you might find that you will stub your toe more than you would normally stub your toe. But hold on, because on Sunday is a glorious Sunday. Sunday is going to be Easter Sunday. And that is when everything happens and becomes joyous again. So that is the same thing that will happen. Whatever you're going through that is hard, now remember it is only for a time. And try to engage in the positive in the situation. So good night. And none of you said anything. Rose called me a goat. Helen said something. Yoko, and I'm waiting for, and Rosie said LOL. LOL, Rosie. That was Dawn speaking. And Helen just gave it to me, the mustard seed. I know, guys. It's so nice to see you guys. Thank you for dropping in. And I hope one day we will have more conversations about something like that. And take care and have a wonderful night. I am happy for each and everybody who dropped in tonight. I'm grateful. Hi, Rose, for coming and hearing about our faith and our mustard seed. And when it is hard, engage in the positive. So thank you, everybody. And thanks for all the love you guys are sending. I love that. See you guys tomorrow morning for your morning blessings at 8. And we should have fun with that too. So take care. Talk to you guys later. It is a wonderful evening. So see you the last Monday in March. So anyway, celebrate it. Bye.